back to our podcast. I'm Noah,
And I'm Robert.
and this is Mind the Gap.
Ow! Let's get a shoulder bump. Do it with me, Noah. 1, 2, stop! That's why we need videos so you guys can see that stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But our topic today, guys, is bullying, right? And how this is going to go is we're just going to ask my son and see his perspective and kind of what he's going through in it. And then I'm going to kind of jump in there and give my input on kind of how I feel. And of course, guys, remember, these are all opinions. These are all kind of things that we're just trying to relate with. I mean, you just take it as it is and roll with it. But just remember, these are opinions, right? Okay, let's get into it. The topic today is bullies. Bullies, bullying, or just bully, whatever you want to call it. But I'm going to let Noah take it away, and let's see what he thinks a bully is. What is a bully to you, Noah?
Just a mean, or they have experienced something bad in their life. To me. Or, yeah.
Mean or experienced something bad in their life?
Well, they experienced something that made them become like a mean person.
Okay, that's a very good understanding of... You're trying to understand your bully. That's good. I think that's a first step in being bullied, is just trying to understand why. You know what I'm saying? If you're being bullied, okay? And I mean, if you're a bully listening to this, got something for you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I took that too far. But of course, trying to relate to our bullies, right? How can you find relation? You said they had something bad happen to in their life that made them that way.
Yeah.
Give me an example of that. What's something bad that could create a bully?
Probably their parents being bad examples to them.
Ooh, trouble in the household, right?
Yeah.
Trouble in the household can create a bully.
Yeah.
Tension.
Or they just are going through something, or like someone passed away and they just don't know how to
Anger.
Anger.
Fear. Those things can create a bully.
Yeah.
Do you think that the bully is aware that they're a bully?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no.
Okay. Do you think there's an approach for bullies, like a way to handle being bullied? What's your best advice as an 11-year-old to... Let's ask him this. Are you being bullied, or have you been bullied?
I've been bullied.
You've been bullied? What is your best advice to anyone listening of how to approach that as a child in your eyes?
So if someone is bullying you, tell somebody or just walk away. And if they keep on trying to bully you, just try to handle it.
That's a good response. Say it again.
Say the whole thing?
Yeah, how you handle bullying. I liked it, dude.
If somebody is bullying you, tell somebody or just walk away.
Tell somebody or walk away, right? Avoid confrontation and then make others aware of the situation, right? Never think that you're alone in it, and never feel embarrassed that you're bullied, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll give some input now on what how I feel in it. I truly believe that bullies are the human nature of people is fight or flight. That's the last instinct we have in any situation. And I truly believe that bullies are fighters, and they have situations going on in their life that they can't control, and what they can control is bullying, right?
Yeah.
So honestly, it's like you should have some grace for the bully, right?
Yeah, because you never know what someone is going through.
For sure. And if you're out there and you are a bully, I think it's important to take that same advice. Like, if you're picking on someone or you're giving someone a hard time, have you thought about their circumstances, or maybe their situations at home, or things that have maybe made them so say you bully a kid because he stinks and doesn't dress how you think he should. Dude, you have no idea about if his parents can afford hygiene products, or if his parents care about his hygiene, or if they can afford the clothes that are impressive. And dude, kids are ruthless these days, man. Ruthless. If you ain't got the iPhone 15 Pro, you're poor. If you ain't got the new kicks or whatever, kids are wearing all kinds of weird shoes these days. Hey dudes, whatever it is.
Hey,
But
what's up, dude?
I truly think it goes both ways as far as understanding. If you're a bully, chill out and understand their circumstances. Why do you not like that? And if you're being bullied, show them some grace and try to think about their circumstances as well. And that being said, avoid confrontation. Make someone aware. And then also, here's a third one: kill them with kindness, baby. Kindness. And an example of that is if you see your bully or if you pass them, give them a what's up. How's it going, bro? You all right, man? And even I think sharing is a big thing with bullies. If you're like, "Hey dude, I got this new game. It's pretty cool." They could be like, "Shut up, nerd." And that's fine. That's when you walk away. But you're using kindness instead of the same tactic they're bringing to the table, and that confuses people, man. When people are hateful and you use kindness, it's confusing. They don't know how to respond. So do you think using kindness is a key that could you could do?
Yes, because I feel like if you just don't use kindness or just absolutely bully them back, that's not gonna help anything.
No, not at all. You're totally right. Do you think there's situations where maybe I hear parents all the time say, "Well, you punch him. You hit him. If he does that, then you punch him, and I'll come pick you up." And do you think that there's situations where self-defense is necessary?
Yes,
Give,
like
well, what's a good example of when self-defense is necessary?
if somebody starts hitting you first, or if they keep on hitting you, or cornered.
Okay, if you're backed into a corner or you feel endangered, it's maybe time to stand your ground, right?
Yeah.
And I say that if anyone's listening and you're being bullied or something like that, bullies prey on weakness. They once they get a taste of it, like a shark with blood, they keep going. So always stand your ground and don't show weakness, right? I mean, there's anxiety and nervous. You could get sweaty palms, your words could get shaky, your heart could pound fast, but if you stand your ground, that means something. I truly believe that. Do you agree with that, Noah? Standing your ground?
Yes.
Okay. Um, as far as self-defense goes, a tip that I just truly believe in is putting your child in some type of constructed type of martial arts, right? So that could be karate, my favorite, jujitsu. It's such a humble sport, man. And then you have boxing, you have judo, taekwondo, all of these outlets for children to build self-confidence in themselves, and that eliminates that weak part of them where they feel intimidated by someone else, right? Because I always think if you feel like you can control a situation, you're less likely to feel intimidated or weak about it, right?
Yeah.
So Noah's done some jujitsu, and he hasn't been consistent. He's like his dad. We're not always in there, but we do enjoy it. And do you agree, Noah, that maybe some jujitsu is helpful as far as like instilling confidence and control in situations?
Yeah, a lot of times, cause in there it helped me like just don't if someone's just trying to bully you, cause I always thought like if someone's trying to be mean to you, just be mean to them back or do all of this.
Give them a taste of their own medicine, right?
Yeah, but in there it taught me that violence is not the best option.
It's really not, guys, and it's unfortunate in today's world the way I think kids are resorting to violence younger and younger. Like every year that goes on, you hear crazy stories from kids getting their hands on weapons or kids just doing really brutal acts, and it kind of hurts your heart. But that's the point of us discussing this and bringing it to light so that we can try to relate, give pointers on both ends. Um, Me as an adult, I've been a bully and I've been bullied, man. I've had this is very funny. So when we first moved here, I was a skater kid. We moved here to Central Texas, and I wore skinny jeans. I didn't care. I saw my favorite skaters wear them, and the music videos, the rock stars wear them, And that was frowned upon, dude. I got picked on. I remember one dude spit on me. They would try to take my skateboard, and they made fun of me for that. But I didn't show weakness, and I didn't change who I was. I never relented in who I was and what I felt comfortable in. And guess what? Finished middle school, got into high school. Everybody's rocking skinny jeans and hitting the jerk, right? You're a jerk. You're a jerk. It was ridiculous, man. But the thing is that like if you don't back down and don't relent on who you are, that means something big time. So anyone being bullied for your style, how you dress, whatever it may be, is just don't back down from that. Do you agree on that, Noah?
Yeah, just stand your ground.
Always, always stand your ground.
But bullies suck.
They do suck, man. And as your dad, and I hear about you being bullied, the first thing I want to do is roll up at that school, man. Roll up and show them what these hands do, right? Or
Yeah.
I've even heard situations where like, hey, your son's picking on my son, I'm gonna go pick on his dad. And you that's the first resort, right? Is like anger, an anger response. But I think it's important to always show grace, kindness, and try to relate, right?
Yeah.
And a last resort is always self-defense. Okay? I don't ever think you should automatically start fighting or starting beef with someone. Always show kindness, and if it does not stop, bullies are relentless, dude. They will follow you home, they'll punch you from behind, they'll see you on the bus, they'll make threats. I just think it's important to not relent in that fact, and if it does get that far, use your self-defense. Stand your ground, okay? But never your first resort, right?
Don't just go up to a bully that's been bullying you and just punch them.
For sure, man. I mean, sure it would look courageous, and sure your daddy would be proud of you. But it's just not the right thing to do, guys. And that's the idea of this podcast is sharing and trying to get the right ideas for young men and growing us into strong, real men, right?
Yeah.
Exploring those differences and finding common grounds. And I asked Noah earlier if you think you could bully without knowing it. And I'm going to share something with him because this dude bullies his sisters and doesn't even know it, right? And his sisters are smaller, they're weaker. Or no, so he doesn't mess with Avery, but Aspen, I hear him pick on her a lot. And he doesn't know that he's doing it, but it's just a response because you have control of that situation, right?
Yeah.
So if that like I said earlier, if you're a bully, try to relate and try to truly look at why you're bullying them, man. Don't just keep that up. It's horrible. And what happens is you grow up with regret, right?
Yeah.
You grow up with regret. We've seen it in movies too, where kids get bullied and that kid grows up to be successful and you show up to clean his toilets and he's like, "Hey, you used to bully me." Right?
Yeah.
You never want to be in that situation. So that's just important, man. And kindness. Kindness is contagious. Confuses people. It's weird. I don't know why, but it does. People don't respond well to that. And that being said, I don't think bullying just happens to children. Do you
No.
think
It.
adults get bullied, Noah?
Yeah. It can happen to any type of people.
What's a situation where an adult would get bullied?
Let's see. Probably like, let's say your car is ugly. Someone can pull up and like,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
Judgment. Judgment is a form of bullying. You don't know their circumstances, what they can afford or what they were given or what they're proud of, right?
Yeah.
So if my son gets a new haircut and we're at the house and he thinks it's super cool, he goes to school, somebody makes fun of it. You've kind of diminished some pride in that kid, man. So that's just important, man, for on both sides. If you're a bully or being bullied, it's never okay to judge, right?
Yeah. Don't just judge anybody because you don't know what they're going through, or you never know what someone is going through.
That's good, man. I'm proud of you for that. Do you think what is a relation that you could have or like something you could relate with your bully because y'all are all kids, right?
Yeah.
You all like games, you all like the same things. So what are some things, name 3 things. Let's call your bully Jacob. Name 3 things you think you have in common with Jacob.
Soccer, sharks and minnows, and infection. Those
In-
are the three
infection.
things.
Y'all got infections?
No, it's like tag, but if you get tagged, you're not the only tagger. It's just going around with everybody.
I'm
You
gonna be
get
honest with
tagged, two people. Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You guys are weird these days.
how?
Weird these days. We used to play. I don't know if this is appropriate on here, but remember the game where you used to throw the football and everybody would try to tackle the person that caught it? It was called smear the. You know what I'm saying? And we played games like that, and I think when you instill toughness, it's harder to bully. And dude, uh, I hear a lot of kids have issues with competition, right?
Yeah.
Competition could lead to bullying if you're better at something or whatever it may be. Say you're better at sports and someone isn't as good, you're like, oh, dude, you suck, or oh, dude, this, that, that. There's all types of forms of bullying. But yeah, dude, just that's kind of the gist of this episode is just addressing what bullying is, what it looks like in different forms of it. And I think the three things we could take away from this is one, always stay kind, right?
Yeah.
Always stay kind. Never stoop down to their level. Okay? Step two, try to understand and relate. And that's on both ends, as a bully or you're being bullied. Try to understand and relate. Two, stand your ground. Bullies are hungry for weakness. Stand your ground. That doesn't mean punch them in the mouth or whatever, but just don't take their duty, right?
Yeah.
Don't take that crap. You say, hey man, back up. Hey man, leave me alone.
Don't
Right?
don't feed into what they're doing,
Right,
or
right.
else it's gonna get worse.
And I truly want to share this too with anyone that's being bullied, if you're listening, young or old, is share. Yeah, it's embarrassing, but make people aware because there's people that they empathize with you, man, and they'll have your back. So even as children, like, avoid confrontation and make somebody aware of the situation, right?
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Well, I mean, that's kind of like covers the topic on bullying. Is there anything you want to add, Noah?
I have one question for you.
For me or for the audience?
For you.
What's that?
What kind of bullies did you experience at my age?
At your age, dude, it was like the playground bullies. And it's funny too because I look back and there's really it just started. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just something clicked where they didn't like me and I realized that and that's what led to it, right? And if I could go back, I would try to like empathize, but I would try to relate. I would and the kindness thing, I would have tried to say, "Hey, what's up, man?" or "Hey, you guys doing anything today?" or like try to, ease my way in to show them that I'm not weak, but also that I'm interested in them, right? If you show interest in people, they kind of it's kind of gravitating. They're gravitated towards that. It's pulling. Um so showing them that they're interesting and like what is it called? Interaction. Giving them some positive interaction on my end. I don't care how they treat me. I don't care how they come at me, but positive interaction. And that doesn't always work, guys, because bullies are relentless, right? So say you try that for so long and it just doesn't end. That's when it's time to stand your ground. You say, "Hey, bro, back up. Hey, man, I'm not with that today." And that's huge, dude. And I just feel for kids that are bullied because I hear some crazy stories about it. And I think back, I was a bully at one point too, man. I used to pick on kids that I would judge or think were less than or more than because I was jealous. So then you can think about that, like, why do you pick on your sisters?
Um, I don't know. I just feel like I don't mean to pick on them. I don't try to make Aspen cry. I don't know.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, is she's smaller than you,
Yeah.
right? Easy
Yeah.
prey, and then on top of that, y'all don't try to relate, right? Have you shared your Switch with your sister and tried to show her how to play it on the TV, or have you tried to play Hot Wheels with your sister, Or have you engaged in positive interaction with her? Or is it always just, no, you're annoying, leave me alone?
I try to show interaction with her, but I feel like I always try at the wrong times. Like whenever she's in a
Mm.
bad mood, I come and I'm like, "Hey, wanna play?" Like, "Meow, meow, 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 meow."
Dude, that's good. Read the room. Read the room. Know when to approach. Know when to interact, right?
Yeah,
That's good, dude. That's good. I kind of went away from your question there, but I had all kinds of bullies, bro. Even from into my late teens, I'd go to the skate park. I'd have kids try to take my shoes. I'd have kids try to take my boards. Uh, Crazy stuff. And then also growing up, raised by a Mexican stepdad, I was a light skinned kid. They knew I was part black, and so I would get picked on a lot. There was one time my cousins on my stepdad's side were like, "Hey, come over and hang out with us," and I went over there, and they were ready to rumble royale in the backyard. They just started swinging on me. So what I did was I stood my ground. I started swinging back, dude. I got pummeled, but I stood my ground, right? And I earned some respect. Not saying that's the way to go about it, but you stand your ground, dude. It's they're less likely to come back for more, right?
yeah,
So I think bullies are everywhere. They come from all walks of life. And the key things to take away is understand, relate, avoid confrontation, and kill them with kindness. Because it's confusing. I've been mean to people sometimes and they're nice to me. And I'm just like, oh, don't you do that. I don't know how to react. Right?
yeah.
So what can you take away from this, Bubba, on this podcast, man? What can you take away from this? As other little kids listen or fathers listen, what did you learn?
Always stand your ground and kill him with kindness. Kindness.
That's a good two. That's a good two. And the last resort would be self-defense,
Yeah,
right? Make someone aware of the situation so that when you do pop off, they know. They already knew that you were being picked on and you'd been pushed to your limit now. So that's a good thing is always make people aware. But yeah, guys, that's kind of the gist for this episode on bullying. We can do a part two and dig into it a bit more, but I just hope that we kind of helped you guys understand and relate. Bullying comes everywhere, man, and it comes even when you don't even realize it. You could be bullying somebody and you don't know it. So the first thing is just never judge circumstances. You don't know what people are proud of or what they've been through. Try to relate, right?
yeah,
I look back at the bullies that I had, and I always had nice shoes, and my parents bought me pants, and I had cool shirts. And I think back to the guys that bullied me, and they would wear dirty boots and dirty pants, and they wore the same shirt a lot, and they probably had a stinky smell. And I never even thought that maybe their home life wasn't that great. Maybe they were envious of something, and they took it out on me, which isn't their fault, right?
it's it's not their fault.
So grace is huge. Grace is huge. And I think prayer is a big thing to instill in children. A lot of them don't do it, a lot of them don't have it, but it's a powerful thing when you pray and welcome Jesus into your life, he really takes care of you and you get that confidence you need, right?
Yeah.
Um but yeah, guys, that's our episode on bullying. I wish we could do more. I feel like we probably missed a bit. It's kind of the end of our day. I'm kind of beat. I've been to the gym. I've been with the kids today and anything you want to add to this, Noah?
No, not really.
How about we add a little shoulder bump? Uh, uh, 1, 2, 3, stop. Cool, cool. I got a soundboard, guys. It's awesome. But as we build this podcast, guys, I really want to integrate some video into this. I really want to show you guys the setting and kind of how me and Bubba relate and how we talk. I feel like a visual helps engagement. But that's our episode on bullying. Please give us feedback and comments, things we missed, things we should touch base on. We can do a part two. But I'll let Noah take us away out of this episode.
All right, bet. That's the end of our podcast. I hope you all enjoyed. Remember, I'm Noah.
And I'm Robert.
And that's Mind the Gap.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That was good. That was good. All right, guys. Stay tuned for the next one. See y'all later.